What's going on, guys? This is the Kentucky Prime Sports Podcast. My name is Devin Hood, here with Austin Gibb and Stewart. Got a little bit of news to talk to you guys about tonight. Transfer portal season is starting to wrap up. The portal has officially closed. No longer can enter into the portal. NFL draft's going on, night 2 right behind us. Got a little maybe WrestleMania news to talk about, you know. Big thing coming up first, though, Travis Perry. Kentucky point guard officially enters the portal.
Gone.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? I know we got 2 Kentucky fans, 2 Louisville fans here tonight. What are your all's thoughts on Travis entering the portal?
I mean, I think I don't know. I don't really have an opinion. I guess I would say it's probably better for his career to go ahead and leave.
Probably better for Kentucky.
Yeah, better for both of them.
Go and develop somewhere, maybe come back junior, senior year.
Yeah. No,
Seventh year, 8th year, you can do that nowadays.
Yeah.
So he's got 10 years to mature, and then he can come back.
I mean, you're talking about being in college for 10 years. Chaz Baker-Mazara for Auburn has been in college for too long. He's going to be 26 this year and still playing college basketball.
I think he will turn 27 during the season.
That's insane. Like, how are you still playing college basketball pushing 30?
That's
Like, how's that allowed?
shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
And he's transferring, right?
Yeah, he's in the portal.
Where's he going?
He's not announced yet, to be honest with you. I mean, I wouldn't have been too mad if he would have came to Kentucky. You know, he is 30, but he kind of balled out. Average, I think, 12 points a game.
At a retirement home.
Right. Right?
I mean, that's a major wisdom, though.
Yeah.
For everybody. Even if, you may not be the greatest talent, even though he's fairly good.
You've played college basketball for 10 years.
Yeah, you know how this goes. You can actually, be a great mentor at that point.
And, I mean, at 26 years old, you know, if you're playing against 18-year-old, I mean, you got to have a little bit of physical advantage unless, you know, this is just a grown man that you're playing against. It's
right.
Crazy talent, but, you know.
You're not going to have that every day.
Right.
Every game.
Do you want to know why he left?
Let's hear it.
He signed a $1.1 million deal to return, and then was upset when he discovered that Auburn offered transfer Keyshawn Hall double that amount. He left.
Brother, you're getting $1.1 million?
Yeah, he's not even worth $1.1 million.
Who's Keyshawn Hall, though? Is he actually a baller? Is he better?
They got him pretty early in the portal. I don't know exactly where he came from. He was pretty highly rated in the portal rankings. Where'd he come from, Stuart?
It looks like 10 different places.
Oh.
Yeah. It said Nevada, Las Vegas, George Mason, UCF. Right?
UCF was the last place.
Gosh, dude.
Yeah. That's a career.
Yeah.
You're bouncing around more in college than you are in the NBA at that point.
Not a good look. That's a red flag.
Right? I mean, Luka's been in the league how many years now?
8, 7,
8 years, and he's only been on 2 teams.
6, 5.
This guy's been in college for 5 years, and he's been on 4 different teams.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
That ain't it.
No, back to Travis Perry. I think you all are right. You know, at what point is it like, you know, do you want to play or do you want to, you know, sit on the bench at Kentucky?
All right.
You know, if your goal playing college basketball is to get out there and get as much playing time as you can and develop, then, you know, probably best for him to go ahead and transfer this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. One thing, too, though, it's like, so all of us being, you know, from Kentucky, let's just say Austin Stewart, you're playing at Louisville. Gibb, me and you are playing at Kentucky, right? Are you going to transfer if you're a sophomore point guard and you know, hey, I'm going to be, you know, 3rd string, maybe 4th string point guard?
Oh, yeah.
13th man off the bench. Are you staying at Louisville or are you going to transfer?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on what my offers are at that point because, one, obviously I'm not a superstar talent.
Right.
Yeah, so we're not going to the league.
Yeah.
Right. You're not, I mean, odds are you're not going to the NBA. So let's just say, you know, you're at Louisville, and for nice hold numbers, let's just say you make $100,000 a year in NIL, and you get an offer for $200,000, and you're going to be the backup point guard at, you know, Georgia Tech.
I'm
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
You're going?
As long as I'm getting a better bag and I'm still Div 1. I might not be, in the best team, best conference, but I mean, I'm still gonna ball out at that point.
Yeah.
On another team, or I'm gonna try to.
What about you, Stuart? What do you think?
I'm probably gone.
Probably gone.
Yeah.
All right. So for 100,000 more, you all are gone.
Yeah.
All right.
100,000 quite a bit. Yeah.
So what if it's 50,000 more?
See you.
Peace.
Probably. Yeah, especially because it's not like, is he really good enough to go to the NBA?
No.
I mean, yeah, like, get your money now. Like, that's probably what you're going to be making a year. You might as well take it now.
Yeah,
You're
right.
Probably, like, right now, what is like 8? No, he's like 18 or 19.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something
Okay,
like that.
give me that bag, yeah.
What do you think, Gib? You kind of look like you're thinking about it a little bit.
At that point, I don't know. Especially being, born and raised Kentucky, being a Kentucky fan most of my life, like, the money would have to be, substantial enough to where I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to another team.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I can still don Kentucky blue. And, say we do win a championship or whatever in those
Yeah,
4
you're a part
years.
of that for
I'm
life.
a part of that, yeah, and that's just an alum I want to be a part of.
That is true. All right, Austin.
I can see both sides. Better question is, what am I doing in playing college basketball?
All right.
I'm the guy I hate. I'm 28 at this point, 29.
Let's just say the money is the same. Kentucky, Louisville is giving you 100,000, but you're probably never getting off the bench until the last 2 minutes of the game. But Georgia Tech, Missouri, somebody like that says, "Hey, we'll give you 100,000 as well, but you're going to be our number 2 backup." Is the money at that point, being the same, 100,000, is the playing time worth it to transfer?
I don't know. I don't hate, like, first couple years of your college being on a team like Kentucky or whatever, and then, using their programs and everything to get better, the coaching and everything, and then just kind of chilling on your favorite team or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. And then, the last few years, when we get serious, go to a smaller school and actually play. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do we got to start thinking about, Alex Moran at Blue Mountain State?
Yeah.
Living the life of the backup.
Yeah.
And especially, NIL, you're getting, I mean, I would say Travis Perry's probably making more than 100,000 a year in NIL.
Oh, definitely.
That's how.
So, you're still at Kentucky. You're a part of, a storied basketball program. Do you leave that for, Missouri?
Not Missouri.
I mean, if you're, like you said, if you're making 100,000,
Yeah.
if you're giving me 200,000, I was making 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you double me up, I'm gone.
Yeah, but if it's same money,
I would rather stay with my favorite team.
yeah, for the
Yeah.
same money. Because, you got to think, and this is no disrespect to Travis Perry at all. He Kentucky Mr. Basketball last year, the all-time leading scorer in Kentucky high school basketball history. Obviously he could cook all 4 of us at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
But if the money's the same, I'm taking the Alex Moran approach, and I'm being a good backup.
That's not a bad.
Not a bad gig, right?
I wouldn't think so.
And then, like Stuart said, if you get 3 years at Kentucky, then who knows? Maybe you do improve enough to play. Or, hey, I made more money at Kentucky than I did in theory, somewhere else. Now I can transfer and
Actually play, because, it's going to be gone at a certain point. You're not going to be able to.
right.
What would really be cool is if you can somehow red shirt or something, still be on the team. Maybe you still get a ring if they win.
Right.
You still get eligibility years.
Yeah.
It's a real cheat code.
Because,
I thought he averaged more than 10 minutes a game last season.
God, it felt like
No.
sometimes he was in there.
Yeah, it felt
the
like he
whole
was
game.
in there 90% of the game. But he averaged 9.8 minutes in 31 games played.
Yeah.
2.3 points.
2.7.
2.7, Austin.
0.6 assists.
0.7 turnovers. 0.8 boards. 0.4
More
steals.
turnovers than assists, boy.
I mean,
That's kind of a bad look. But, you
Yeah,
get thrust into the game.
yeah, you get a young freshman that definitely has no right, coming out and being a starter or being,
Yeah.
a number 2 point guard. I think he held himself, and you definitely saw a lot more development
Yeah.
towards the last, say, 10 games of the
Yeah, towards the
season.
end, he did look pretty good.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like kind of it kind of sucks because like what does a junior Travis Perry look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like in the NIL world, you're probably not going to see much of that unless you just absolutely love the position you're in. Because like you said, I mean, if I'm playing at Kentucky and then Georgia Tech comes along and offers me double, peace.
See you never.
Yeah, like this has been fun. I appreciate y'all. Catch you on the flip side.
Here with me, I'll be seeing y'all.
Yeah.
What are the odds he comes back for his junior or senior year?
Yeah. Which as of right now, he's he's entered the portal, but he has left the door open to return to Kentucky.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate him. At least testing the waters.
Right. Yeah. Seeing what's out there.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's in dire need of a backup point guard that they can get a little bit cheaper with,
Right.
and like we said, we saw the potential there.
Yeah.
We saw the development. You give him another year. You give him either PG1, PG2, or something like. He could definitely turn into a better player. I don't know if I would come back in his position to maybe go from balling out, say at Georgia Tech,
Right. And then come back to
and
Kentucky.
then come back and be a 2-man again,
Right.
or be a third guard.
I feel like that would be worse. Like that would be harder than just staying at Kentucky.
Yeah, if you
It's
always stayed kind of on the end of the bench, it wouldn't be as bad. But if you went from being him to being nobody again,
Yeah. That would be tough.
That would hurt. That'd be demoralizing.
Yeah. Who did the Browns take with their pick?
It was a linebacker.
Oh,
Yeah.
so still no Shadir Sanders
Yeah.
off the board.
I thought
That's kind of
that one.
crazy.
But they do have this pick.
Coming up
They have
after,
this
after the
next pick.
Seahawks
The Seahawks went with a safety.
from South Carolina. Anybody want to take a stab at that last name?
Iman Wari.
That sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
That looks right.
And the Browns did not. They got Judkins.
Really,
I don't
They're
think that.
speed running.
dude.
I like it.
Is Shadir going to get picked at all?
I hope not. That'd be hilarious.
Who's gonna get him? Who needs a quarterback at this point, dude?
At this point, nobody. Like,
Jets? No, they don't need one. Colts?
I didn't
I mean,
mind him.
Richardson, well,
I guess it's not really his fault, but I just don't. I think it was kind of cheese they retired his jersey.
okay, I'm glad you brought that up.
13 and 14, did nothing.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Travis Hunter, Shadir Sanders, jersey getting retired, getting a plaque in the stadium?
Don't agree with any of it. Tim Tebow doesn't have his
all
jersey
based on
retired.
clout. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Tebow should definitely be retired.
Yeah,
But then, I understand Travis Hunter's being retired, I guess. If they've never had a Heisman, it's your first Heisman. That's kind of cool, I guess. But
yeah.
what did Shadir do?
Right. And, the team as a whole, they were very average.
Yeah.
Very mid, yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Maybe below average.
Consistently mid.
Yeah,
struggling with, Division II and not even power conference
Yeah.
schools.
I lost my train of thought.
What'd you do that for?
Well, while you're working on getting that back, what was it, 2 years ago? Deion's first year. Who did they beat in that first game? That everybody's like, oh, shit, they might be about
I
it.
think it was, Colorado State or somebody.
Yeah, and they,
made a
blew
big
them out.
deal about it.
Yeah. And then, the next week, I think they won again. And then, what was it, Stuart? That one night we bet on them. It was against, Arizona or somebody. They were, a 27-point favorite, and they get absolutely destroyed.
Sounds about right.
And that was how the next 2 years went. Or the
Yeah.
next 2 seasons,
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you may play somebody close or beat somebody, but then you're going to lose to
To a bum.
Oregon State.
Yeah, I'm going to find it because
That night was sad.
I remembered my question.
I was such a believer.
Go ahead.
At what point do schools normally retire jerseys? It's not the year you leave, is it?
Usually not, Gib.
At that point, it's usually their NFL career's over, and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
this guy's a Hall of Famer. Let's retire
His
as a college.
Yeah.
While also, the NFL may be doing their retirement.
Yeah. That's a great question.
Because what happens? Travis Hunter, comes in, absolutely bricks
Right.
his rookie year, and gets cut. And they're like, yeah, we don't want this. Dude can't keep up.
Right.
And now you have a retired jersey for somebody who maybe had 3 games in the league.
Or what if, I mean, this is kind of getting to the darker side of things, has a Henry Ruggs moment, ends up in jail. Now
Possible.
now you've got the retired jersey of somebody that killed a lady and her dog.
Yeah, I mean, very possible.
Right? Like, I mean, and not like trying to be like no type of way about it, but
I mean, it's very
let's
possible.
chill a little bit.
Yeah, don't retire it. Come on.
Retire everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
If that was to happen, and I'm not wishing this at all. I think Travis Hunter. I think he's really good athlete. Seems like to be a normal guy. Not like super pompous asshole, nothing like that. But like, do they remove the big plaque they put in the stadium if something like that was to happen?
Probably.
Yeah, I'd say so. They'll get canceled quick.
I was saying, the way cancel culture is, yeah, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
20 minutes after the breaking headline came out.
He could kill the woman, but once the dog died, end of the line right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody was hot about that dog. Henry Ruggs, though, about to get out of jail, right?
I've seen that, yeah.
What are the odds he makes a comeback to the NFL?
Probably very low. I don't know.
Yeah.
If Michael Vick got blackballed like he did, like, you can't let this man back, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, the dog thing with Michael Vick ruined his career.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, like, you can't let Henry Ruggs back in and accept him with open arms, I wouldn't think.
Mm-mm.
But, I mean, that's just me. Back to the Travis Perry thing real quick. Since he is considering, a few different schools, like I said, Missouri, not Indiana. Ole Miss is on that list. Ole Miss was one of the favorites coming out of high school for him in recruiting. They were one of the top 3. Considering Louisville and Arkansas as well. What do you guys think?
And
Alabama, yep. Nate Oates actually in Lexington earlier this week. What do you guys think? Would you all want Travis Perry on the Louisville Cardinals?
Are they looking for walk-ons or what?
Yeah. He wouldn't play.
Right, like that situation probably wouldn't be any better, right?
No. I think he needs to go to like Western or EKU or Northern Kentucky, Moorhead, Murray,
Yeah.
St. Catherine.
Yeah.
Campbellsville, Lindsey Wilson,
You're one of them.
Whenever
CTC.
not the Barons.
Yeah.
Whenever he entered the portal, that's kind of what you heard some people talking about. It was like, hey, he's going to go to maybe Western or Eastern, something like that. But he's got a lot of attention out of the portal, which kind of surprising.
Yeah, very surprising.
Who's his agent, dude?
Right, like Alabama.
Yeah, must be somebody big.
He's talking to Florida. Florida
Mhm.
just won the national championship. Like,
Y'all got
Kinda
one of
wild.
their guys, didn't you?
we did.
Guard swap?
Well, so that's what they're
Trading,
saying.
Decent for a mid.
That's what they're saying actually happened is whenever we got Aberdeen from Florida, that's what triggered Perry to go to the portal because, he was essentially taking that, backup spot.
Yeah. Aberdeen's not bad, though.
No, he's not. And so that's like kind of the question, too. Would you rather have Aberdeen or Perry? The guy that was just on the national championship team, averaged 7 points a game, projected to be in their starting lineup next season, or Travis Perry? No disrespect to Travis Perry, but that's that's an easy question.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, so you're comparing two completely different things at that point.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Arkansas reaching out to Travis Perry?
Cal playing mind games.
Yeah.
Cal didn't even want
Yeah, I
Travis
would say
Perry.
Cal wasn't even looking at him last year.
Yeah, the only reason he offered him a scholarship is because Kentucky fans were hounding him about it. I mean, they were on him every day about, hey, this kid is, averaging crazy numbers from Kentucky. You got to offer him. I think you're right, Austin. I think that's more of just like a mind game to,
And
get
then
his.
if he does go to Arkansas, whenever they play y'all next year, he's starting.
Yeah. God,
He'll get destroyed. But
would that take some heat off Reed Shepherd at that point?
oh yeah,
Gib, do you still hate Reed Shepherd?
I never really hated him.
You didn't hate him for the Arkansas shirt?
No,
No,
I hated him for different reasons.
I understand
Bonitis.
where he's coming from because he wants to support his coach. I think he may have went at it wrong,
Absolutely.
but I never really hated what he did. I thought it was kind of disrespectful, but at the same time,
I hated it.
I didn't
It
really.
burned me up.
It didn't bother me that much.
I don't think it would bother me, just because the Calipari made him.
He could have wore a Cal shirt instead of Arkansas. You're telling me Reed Shepherd can't get somebody to make him a shirt with Cal's face on it?
Maybe he wanted to send a message.
Well, he sent one.
Exactly.
And every rookie card I ever pulled of him is gone.
Did you sell it?
Out the door. Give me 25 cents for it, and it's yours.
I respect it.
Yeah, no. I think, he's still in the doghouse. But if Travis Perry were to go to Arkansas, I think, may erase the memory from that a little bit.
Yeah, because there was more hype, more, this is the Kentucky kid.
Yeah.
Everybody was just, oh my God, this is the next best thing.
Yeah. Reed Shepherd was nasty.
And then, the amount of just...
Keyword there
Was.
the amount of excitement
Yeah.
that came, out of Rupp whenever Perry, Noah, everybody just came in, and then they actually started playing well.
Right.
I think that would hurt the fan base a lot more.
Yeah, that is true. I'm super glad Trent Noah's sticking around, though. I think he's got a really high upside.
I definitely think he's got more potential.
Yeah. He's just he's a bigger body. He's 6'5", I think. Maybe even taller than that. And, he's just, like you said, a lot more potential that you can just see there, able to develop that game. And, probably the best nickname in college sports.
No.
What do you mean, no? Tell me a better one. Silence.
6'5".
6'5", yeah.
If I knew anybody else's nickname,
Sweet Mountain Angel, baby.
I'm not a fan of that.
Mountain Mamba.
Definitely not that one. That was disrespectful.
I do agree with you on that one. I'm not a big fan of the Mountain Mamba one. I don't think anybody should be called Mamba.
No.
That's
unless you're Kobe or Brian Scalabrine.
Yeah. There's, and one person can't be called that anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Sweet Mountain Angel, baby. Pretty solid name.
I think I just hate him.
You don't hate Trent Noah.
That might be the concern here.
All right, who we got on the clock for the draft?
Patriots. The pick is in.
They
Apparently.
lost 2025, it says.
They did, in fact, lose that.
Pick is in.
You think it's Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Could they draft Tom Brady?
Maybe. Try it.
If Baker Mazar can play a 12th year, why can't they draft Brady?
That'd be kind of if you had one of the garbage picks, just draft some. Just to throw a name
baseball?
on. Yeah. We're gonna draft Stuart Young. Yeah.
Drafted?
Draft little Sasquatch.
Yeah.
That's a goated video.
We're gonna draft Young Pete. He's dead.
Man.
You can draft whoever you want, buddy. In baseball, at least. You can draft high scores.
I hate when it says pick is in. It still takes 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's been saying picks in here.
Little Peep, Young Peep. Yeah, either way.
Irrelevant either way. Garbage music.
Either way, he gone.
Rest in peace.
You can't draft him.
Rest in power.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, since the draft's on TV, would you guys ever want to go to the draft?
That would be kind of cool.
That looks miserable.
Yeah,
right there.
it does look
It's
miserable.
in Green Bay, and that looks terrible. And I don't think I want to go anywhere near that place. Right?
No.
That's what I was thinking. That just sea of people, you're standing up. It takes forever on the TV. I couldn't imagine standing there waiting for this pick.
We would have to have a team in Kentucky for me to.
The Vegas one or something would be cool.
Yeah.
If you're just spending some time in Vegas, you can peek out your window and see a draft or something.
Yeah, it would be cool.
All right, cool. Step outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd have to be somewhere really cool and
I'd need a chair.
other things to do other than going to the middle of Green Bay in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could think of 100 things I'd rather do, actually.
Yeah.
And 99 of them are probably miserable as well.
Yeah.
But just less miserable than that.
They took.
Drum roll.
Well, they ain't gonna tell us on there. Probably be 10 minutes.
Still reading. Roger Goodell. I'm really surprised he,
Still around.
still even comes out.
Yeah.
He gets booed every time he steps on the stage.
All commissioners do.
Yeah, they do.
Adam Silver, they hate Adam Silver.
Yeah.
Henderson?
Yeah. Travion Henderson.
Where's he from?
Ohio State.
Oh.
Running back. Both their running backs went this round.
That's wild. Still no
Must have
Shadur
been pretty
Sanders.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Does
Bears
he
are
fall
on
in the
the
third
clock.
round?
What? I mean,
Dude, I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Does he go in draft?
I could see Dallas picking him up.
Ooh. Okay, wait a second. You're
when
on
do they
something.
have a pick?
Coming up soon.
Yeah, in about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think Niners, I don't think they would. Jets wouldn't. Bears wouldn't. Saints wouldn't. Well, maybe.
Maybe
Saints.
Dallas.
Yeah, Saints
Maybe
might pick
Saints.
him up.
Yeah, because I mean their starter is technically Spencer Rattler at this moment.
He's rattled.
He's
Yeah.
shaking like a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Actually, I wouldn't be that surprised if they took him.
Do you remember the hype around him being the number 1 pick was pretty.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Dion was trying to do the LeVar Ball and manifest
That's what
it.
we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. LeVar Ball, kind of a crazy man.
Yeah. Dude, he got his leg amputated and he was happy.
Yeah.
He was chilling.
Did you all ever see the video he put out? I guess he made a video before he got his leg amputated, and he was like, "Man, I'm so wild. I cut my leg off, and then I grew it back." And then, zoomed in on his foot, and it was there. Yeah.
He does have some spirit.
He's
You can't take that away from him.
very, he's got some charisma. That's for sure. I mean, and kind of crazy, too. Lonzo, is Lonzo still in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is he, hurt still?
No, I think he plays for the.
Plays for the Bulls.
He got
I was thinking
new knee.
Bulls.
You got a new knee? Okay.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I think a donated knee from some family whose kid died in a car wreck or something.
Is
And they
that
were-
knee as good as his knee?
Okay, probably not.
Does that play in?
Oh, he actually got a whole new knee.
Apparently, it was some kind of whole thing
That's crazy.
I seen, he was taking pictures on the court with the family, but
yeah,
I didn't.
because it was like their kid's knee or something is in his leg.
Wow.
It's like,
How
what?
much bounce
What's
does
this,
that knee
South
have?
Park?
Yeah, it's literally.
He did get a right wrist sprain as well, but not expected to have surgery or anything like that during the off season.
Oh, okay.
So
Who?
Ball.
But I mean, think about it. Lonzo in the NBA. LiAngelo, stole some
Rap
stuff
star.
from China, but
Yeah.
made a little rap song, kind of caught on for a little bit. And LiAngelo,
LaMelo.
LaMelo. Sorry, I already talked about LiAngelo. LaMelo, I mean,
He's an all-star.
one of the best young basketball players in the
I think he
league.
averages 28.
Yeah. So he kind of said
He
it.
put him on.
Yeah.
He put him on.
The Bears have now finished over 500 since 2018.
They haven't
That's-
won a playoff game since 2010.
Ain't that something?
Boys, and I'll tell you what's crazy. That's 15 years ago.
And they're awfully excited about it, too.
That's
Yeah.
brutal. 15 years ago was
You guys
2000.
drinking.
they
I'd be
did.
excited.
They got Ben Johnson as their head coach.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Could be nasty.
The Lions offensive coordinator, dude. If there's anybody I want, probably the Lions offensive coordinator.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were putting up 60 points a game.
Numbers, dude. Yeah, and it wasn't just there's insane talent on that team, but the plays he was cooking up
Right?
was crazy.
And then,
Like the linemen getting touchdown
Yeah.
passes and everything. It was ridiculous.
right?
Bears have weapons too.
Yeah, I mean, you got Caleb Williams, DJ Moore,
Keenan
Not
Allen,
bad.
is he still there?
I would assume.
And
He's
then
on this freak, ain't he?
who else was
Rome
there?
Odunze.
O'Jonesay.
Yeah.
And then you got
They got-
Swift.
Yep. Cole Kmet, tight end. They
Okay.
drafted a tight end, and they're whatever their first pick was a tight end.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's in.
Who are they getting? Jared. No.
I wouldn't
0%
doubt it.
chance.
Who's the Bears backing?
Shoot.
I don't even know.
Nobody.
Might be Ryan Fitzpatrick.
They would.
It'd be something like that.
They would love to have that.
They're awful excited.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know if I'd be this excited about
Case
the
Keenum.
79th pick.
Case Keenum. That sounds better. I was gonna say it's some probably washed white guy.
Case
Tyson
Keenum, lost three-
Badgett.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tyson Badgett.
That was the one that came in whenever Fields got hurt, and he was terrible.
Guy was smacking a tall bush light.
No, here they come walking out. Bear selection. It's going to take 20 minutes for
Yeah.
him to even get to
Yeah.
the podium.
Yeah. Well, I'll see him.
He doesn't even know where it's at.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. He's lost though.
He's not even. He's just a fan looking for a seat.
Yeah.
Like,
This
How
ain't
did I end up
bad.
here? Could you
So I
imagine?
guess I'll announce it.
Chicago selects me.
Yeah.
This guy's probably well known. We just, we got it muted so, we don't get copyrighted. So
We have no idea who
Yeah.
these people are.
we don't hear any of the noise.
Oh, they took
Luther
Burden?
Luther
Burden,
Burden the
Lex
third.
Luthor?
You know where he went to college at without looking?
No.
Missouri.
Why do they need another receiver? They got Odunze and DJ Moore. And you're taking a receiver in the second round?
Where does Odunze play at? Is he a slot or is he on the outside?
I think he's outside.
Outside.
DJ Moore slot or outside?
Slot.
Well, so they got a Luther Burden for the other outside then, I would say.
Well, I don't know. DJ
Keenan
Moore's kind of
Allen.
both, actually. He's going to be a deep ball guy, but he's also...
Luther Burden's
He's pretty
fast.
short, though, I think. Okay. But, I mean...
I guess,
they put DJ Moore on his.
His comparison's DJ Moore.
Well, that's pretty good.
Well, they have
Yeah,
DJ
he's-
Moore.
They have DJ Moore. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
He, he's pretty nasty.
That'd be so disrespectful to DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Right? You just drafted me.
Yeah.
how do you pronounce Louisville's quarterback's last name?
Shuck.
Chuck.
He's
He's
a
the
bum.
next best talent at quarterback
That's crazy.
I'm
He's
telling you,
32.
dude.
behind Sanders.
He's nice.
That's crazy because, like, this is kind of stacked. There's still, like, Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, Riley Leonard.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. And
There's a few
Quinn Ewers.
decent guys there. Quinn Ewers and, like...
Jalen Milroe. Lank.
Yeah.
Y'all remember
Okay,
that?
Dude, they
What did
put
they say
DJ
about
Moore
it?
on his comparison, and then they just had a side-by-side pop-up. It said most comparable, and it was Jaden Reed. Why wouldn't they put that on the?
I don't know. But, I mean, I don't know. I think you're all right as it is, especially if you have Keenan Allen still.
That's that's pretty stacked.
Okay, I guess Keenan's gone.
Maybe.
He might have retired.
I mean, he was 50.
Yeah.
They're building out this offense, dude. First picks is a tight end and then a receiver.
Bears might be all right.
They're just wanting a young, dangerous team to just go try to
Just cause some chaos.
win it all now before they go get max contracts. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Well,
They don't even have a defense.
Right. That is true.
But if you get all rookies right now, you can go buy a good defense in the free agency.
Maybe.
Still,
They're
yeah.
probably still going to win like 5 games.
And they got the next pick too. After
Back
the
to
Saints.
back.
So wait, they might be cooking here. And then they can go back and get whatever defensive player they want. They might be on something.
Might be onto something.
And Kellen Moore is the head coach of the Saints.
That's pretty wild too, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so what did you guys? We watched a little bit of WrestleMania highlights before we started this. Austin used to be big in the wrestling.
I did.
Kind of fell out of it a little bit as we get a little older.
Yeah.
I'm back into it with the kids. What'd y'all think about the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, man?
It was kind of wild. I haven't watched it in several years, but John Cena, he's always been my favorite, and it kind of sucks seeing him as a villain.
That's what I was about to say. What do you think about him being bad now?
I mean, I know he probably doesn't like it, honestly.
Right? I mean, you got to think. At one point, he has the most Make-A-Wishes done
Yeah,
by anybody.
and it's not even close.
Yeah. Like
He's a good dude.
Yeah. So you gotta imagine that's kind of
Hurting him.
a little bit, not being able to go do the Make-A-Wish thing anymore.
Yeah.
But he may still be.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm like you. It's kind of hard to hate John Cena.
Yeah, you can't.
I'll
Do you
say he'll
think-
never be a villain of Oz.
No.
Like he is
No.
one, but
The Dr. Thugonomics.
Yes, sir. Do you think whenever it's all said and done, this is last year, right?
Yes, this is the
Do you
last.
think he'll come back out as good? You know,
I kind of.
I think he has to.
I hope so. Like, because, he's doing this whole calendar year, all of 2025. So, like, if he's bad, he turned heel at Elimination Chamber, so that was around, February-ish. So, if he's bad from, like, February to
Like
August, August, September timeframe, and then, October, November, December, he's just good guy again, I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, he'll go down in the books as,
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'll go ahead and say it.
Is he a part of any group or anything? Is he infiltrating? Is he being a villain to like out somebody? Is that the way it's gonna spin then?
Well, so it was kind of looking that way because The Rock is the final boss. He's the head all be all, right? And so The Rock ended up getting John Cena to turn. Was kind of the story behind it, turn on Cody Rhodes. But then The Rock didn't come to WrestleMania at all. Put out an interview saying the final boss didn't need to be involved in that. So it kind of seems like they've kind of let that story fall to the side a little bit. What we got, Gib?
Tyler Shuck.
Kyler Shuck to the Saints. Dang.
Nice.
Early second?
30 years old.
Better than Shadur.
Definitely better than Shadur.
I was like, I definitely saw him going higher.
If I'm Tyler Shuck right now, that's going on my mantle. Drafted before Shadur Sanders.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we retire his jersey?
It should
Yeah,
already be
retire his
retired.
number?
Yep, let's retire.
Call Jeff Brom right now.
Durability issues. That is very true.
6'4"
Yeah.
and 7/8.
Yeah,
Dang, he was really milking that, wasn't he?
that's to the T.
God.
At what point do you round up? Like, can we not
That's
just call it
almost
6'5"?
as high as you can get, besides 15, 16s.
I would
I mean,
So you said
basketball players 6'9" and like 15, 16.
Yeah.
7 3/4. So you said durability issues. Did he? Was there any time this year that he didn't play for Louisville?
no, but he
Played the whole season.
But like he had, that's why he's 26 years old or whatever, is because he got hurt and redshirted so many times. He actually
Yeah.
played behind Justin Herbert at Oregon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how long ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I guess he's had a lot of injury issues in the last few years. But
Which I mean, playing this whole season, that's got to be a plus for him.
Yeah.
2024 comeback player of the year.
Nice,
Was it?
nice.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for him.
Big.
Pick before Shadur.
Yeah.
6 or fewer interceptions in each of the last 5 seasons.
I mean, come on, dude.
That's got to be kind of skewed, right? He didn't play for how many?
All those guys, yeah.
He only played for 2 of those 5.
No, he's still
Trade.
through less.
Chicago traded to the Bills,
Uh-oh.
Who'd they get?
but also the Saints. I kind of knew they needed a quarterback, and also it said that Derek Carr is hurt, and
Right.
it said it actually is like threatening his availability for next year.
Which Derek Carr is as old as Tyler
Yeah.
Shuck.
Yeah, probably is.
No, I mean, Derek Carr's got to be getting up there.
He's probably like 30,
30.
28, 29, 30.
Yeah, I mean, I
Might
would say at
fact
least
check
30.
I'd say 32.
Yeah, 30 to 33 is what I'm.
Yeah.
And we watch him
He
be
played
like
with
27.
Devontae Adams at Fresno State, right?
Devontae Adams been in the league.
He's 29 or 30, right? So Carr's probably 30.
Probably 30.
What we say?
34.
Oh, God
31.
bless.
Well, he must have been way older than Devontae was, right?
March 28th, 1991.
Old ass.
Boomer.
Yeah.
Oh, Devontae Adams is 32, though.
Is he?
I thought he was a little younger than that.
Josh Allen, 2024 NFL MVP, 6-year, $330 million contract extension.
Who do they need here?
Like, brother, just let me hold half of that milli.
Yeah. I mean, old $20.
Yeah.
Give me a McChicken.
Maybe
I
a
think they
McDouble,
need
too.
I think they need a receiver bad.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Edge rusher and safety.
Yeah, somebody to replace Stephon Diggs.
Corner.
Trade.
They already got their corner. They got the Kentucky guy.
Yeah, they got Maxwell
Yeah.
Harrison.
And then wide
Matt Max.
receiver, edge, and safety.
Don't
Look at
hate it.
that corner. That dude's like, he was apparently 10th overall and he's still even picked.
Yeah, I would say he's fell a whole lot.
Yeah, I would say they definitely need a
There you
receiver.
go.
Is it pick in?
No, not yet.
Oh,
What's
okay.
he wearing on his
Yeah, I see he's
head?
available. Is there any good receivers available?
That's a good question. What happened? Is Jamari Trash still at Louisville?
You mean Jamari Thrash, the guy that
He's playing on
diced Joel up?
He went pro.
Did
He
he?
got
Yeah.
drafted last
Oh.
year.
It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, so, The Rock kind of fell out of that whole story. And then obviously we get to WrestleMania. We get the low blow. We get the belt shot. John Cena, 17-time world champion. Passes Ric Flair at 16 to become the all-time leader. Like I
Hard
said,
to do.
greatest of all time.
Gotta be.
Can't argue with it. What so since we're talking about, a little bit of wrestling, who is on the Mount Rushmore for you guys?
Okay. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold,
John Cena,
All right.
Triple H.
Yeah. That last spot's kind of tough, ain't it?
I could put like 30 people up there, but let's see.
What, you doing your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I got John Cena, Stone Cold, Triple H.
And it really all, I mean, personal preference.
I might have to go with maybe Edge or Randy Orton.
Yeah? Which one do you think? You got to have 4.
We'll go with Edge.
Go with Edge. So Stone Cold, John Cena, Triple H, Edge. What do you think, Gib? I know you're not as in touch with it.
I would have to. My last one would change to Undertaker.
That's kind of what I was
Ooh.
thinking.
That's not bad. I was never a big Undertaker fan, though.
What? How are you not?
I liked him whenever he rode the motorcycle.
The
But whenever
American
he got-
Badass Undertaker?
Yeah. But whenever he, I don't know, I didn't like the dark side of it or whatever.
Not a big Supernatural fan?
I am. Just not,
Not
him.
in the wrestling. I mean, he did do some wild stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Stuart?
Mount Rushmore. So what? 4? Top 4?
Top 4.
And what did y'all say? Stone Cold?
I said
Stone Cold.
Triple H, John Cena, and Edge.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's hard to beat.
That is hard to beat.
Yeah, because you got to put Stone Cold in there. Just,
Got to.
and then John Cena, of course. I didn't even think of Triple H.
Maybe, okay, hold up. Can I change? I'm going to drop Edge and put Shawn Michaels.
All right. The
That's
Heartbreak
another
I
Kid.
respect that. You get
Top 4 is tough.
DX in there. Yeah.
Honorable mention: Rey Mysterio.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can name 20 honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Yeah.
The Dudleys, the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, I think, what'd you do? Just drop the last one and then put Undertaker in
Yeah.
there? I could respect that. That's,
Yeah.
I can't
Kane.
think, but I like Kane.
Yeah.
But he's not top 4.
No.
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
Yeah, Finley.
God.
I think my top
Funaki.
food dude to Jerry.
Yeah.
I think my top 4 is going to be Stone Cold, John Cena.
Those two have got to be.
I mean, Stone Cold, John Cena. I'm gonna. This one may. I mean, not necessarily controversial, but I was a big Jeff Hardy fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy was the GOAT for me, and then
I just thought of one.
I think I'm going to throw Undertaker in there as well.
Yeah, I think
That's
you have
fair.
to.
Who would you think of?
I could drop Shawn Michaels and Edge and put Kurt Angle in there.
Good, Kurt Angle.
I thought about Kurt Angle, but he's not top 4.
Dude, I love Kurt Angle.
Did you ever watch
Kurt
TNA?
Angle. A little bit.
He was off the rocker in TNA. That's whenever
That's when he was perked
that
out.
was Perk Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would come in and just crazy eyes, man, looking to mess somebody up.
What about
Yeah.
Ric Flair?
Man, we can take or leave Ric Flair.
Yeah, so I don't think we're old enough to appreciate Ric Flair, but also Ric Flair kind of a turd.
Yeah.
He's done some questionable things in his life.
Yeah. Same with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Do you all ever watch Dark Side of the Ring on Vice?
Mm-mm.
So it's a series about just wrestling. I think there's 4 seasons now, maybe 5. But they did an episode on the plane ride from hell. All right, so they were WWE was flying back from I think one of the European trips, and the whole entire plane ride was just chaos. You had people were fighting. There was drinks being flown around. Ric Flair exposed himself to a stewardess on the plane.
Surely not.
Yeah, he was wearing nothing but his robe, and he comes strutting down the aisle, and then just rips the robe open.
Did he hit his signature at least?
I may be wrong in speaking about this, but I'm pretty sure he did a helicopter.
Oh, no.
So ever since
Not
that,
the
I was
helicopter.
and on the Dark Side of the Ring, it's kind of like an interview type. So they interviewed the stewardess on the plane,
Right.
and I felt bad for that woman. She didn't deserve that. And you got to think at this point, he's
60.
he's up there.
I think he was 60 in 1960. It feels
Yeah.
like.
What else we got?
What about, okay, I got a question for you. Who's the greatest commentator?
Jim Ross.
Gotta be.
Good old JR.
Gotta be. Who's second? I got 2 right here.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously Jerry the King Lawler has got to be up there.
But
I watched a lot of SmackDown whenever I was young because, Raw came on Monday nights. I didn't, and looking back, I didn't like him when I was young, but looking back, JBL.
Okay, that took a turn.
Not a bad commentator.
Yeah,
Taz.
not bad. Taz, I like Taz.
Not
I like
bad.
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole's not bad.
He's still in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the lead commentator now. He's gotten, a lot better since he was young, for sure.
Yeah.
You remember when Vince McMahon was a commentator?
Yep. Kind of legendary.
Yeah, I mean, we're going way back at this point.
Yeah.
Wrestling obviously is huge right now. Do you all have Peacock?
Yeah.
Have you seen the documentary about WrestleMania 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got like a WrestleMania 9 documentary. That was the first one in Las Vegas. And so the finish of that was Bret Hart and Yokozuna for the championship. Mr. Fuji throws some salt in Bret Hart's eyes, blinds him, loses the match. Hulk Hogan comes out and is like, hey, you can't do that, brother. And so Yokozuna and Hulk Hogan have a fight for the belt. And Hulk Hogan comes out with a huge black eye. Have y'all ever heard about this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so huge black eye, stitches, like you can tell something happened.
Somebody hit him.
The story was he was jet skiing and got flipped off the jet ski and it come down and landed on his face. All right, that's what he tells. But as we know, Hulk Hogan is a compulsive liar about everything.
Yep.
Turns out, I'm pretty sure, from what I've been hearing, especially since that documentary come out, Macho Man, Randy Savage, knocked his ass out.
Dotted him up one time?
Dotted him up because, Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth were together. And Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man were having some trouble. She's hanging out with Hulk Hogan and his wife. And Macho Man didn't like that. So he
pieced him up.
Dotted him up real quick. And I've not watched WrestleMania 9 in a while. But apparently on the commentary, because Macho Man was doing commentary at that time, he says, must have been a hell of a punch, man. He just called his own shot there.
Kind of legendary.
Kind of goated. Macho Man, crazy.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
No, he's dead.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Most wrestlers die quick.
They do. Did y'all ever see the match with him and Jake the Snake when Macho Man got bit?
Maybe.
He's tied up in the ropes and Jake gets the snake out and, it's a big cobra and bites the hell out of him.
Actual cobra?
Yeah. It was, devenomized.
Not a Santino Morella?
No, not a Santino cobra. It was a real cobra. Santino. The Cobra.
The Cobra.
I didn't watch a lot of wrestling after, when Santino got really big. I'd already, kind of phased out of it at that point. But I love watching the videos of him, talking. Because, John Cena.
Yeah.
And then he's got another one that he would always say wrong. I don't know. He's just got all kinds. But, yeah, John Cena. And Baptista. That was another one. Yep. Goated. All right, guys, we got anything else we want to talk about? I don't think Shadur Sanders is getting picked anytime soon.
No.
If we run this podcast until he gets picked, we'll be here for the next 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may go undrafted.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be crazy.
All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for the Kentucky Prime Sports Podcast this week. This is what it's kind of going to be like, during the summer. Sports are winding down. NBA Finals right around the corner. So, we're going to talk wrestling. May talk a little bit of Ghost, aliens.
Never know.
Moon landing. Austin thinks it was fake.
I know it was fake, but...
We got all kinds of things lined up. Hope everybody has a good weekend and enjoyed the show. And always, go Cats.
Boo.